Hi everyone, McGregor Card here, and in this video we're going to be assembling the frame for the Emax Hawk Pro 5-inch drone. Now the parts we're going to need to assemble the frame are the bottom plate, the top plate, the arms, the plastic bracket for the FPV camera, and this set of hardware. And the one tool we're going to need is this 2mm hex driver. We will need two 15mm screws, two 11mm screws, and four 9mm screws, and 8 of these press nuts. And all these screws use the 2mm hex driver to install them. Now let's first start with a bottom plate. And what you're going to want to do first is install the battery pad. The battery pad has a self-adhesive back, so you just need to peel it off and stick it on like this. Now you're going to want to make sure that the battery pad is on the side that has the countersunk holes and that you can see the arrow on the top of the plate. First, let's start with attaching the arms to the bottom plate. And to do this, we're going to need the two 15mm screws. We're going to place them in these two outside holes. Then we'll take two of the arms, it doesn't matter which arm you pick, they're all the same shape, and place the arms in this orientation on the frame. And while holding those two arms in place, we'll get the next two arms and the 11mm screws and put the 11mm screws on the inside two holes in the front. And we'll go ahead and put the arms on like this. Then we can set this down and get the top plate and place it over the frame like this. Now you want to take note that these two holes are the back of the top plate, and these two big holes go on the left side of the drone. So remember, the arrow points towards the front of the drone, and these two little holes will go towards the back. So we'll place this over the screws. Then to hold this in place, we'll take two of the press nuts and put them on the back screws. And on these two front center screws, we're going to need to install the bracket for the FPV camera. Now take note of the shape, how it sweeps in this direction. We're going to want it swept towards the front of the drone, so it'll go on like this. And then we'll need to take two of the press nuts and put them in the bottom of this bracket. Hold those in place, pick up the frame, and use your 2mm hex driver to tighten these down. Don't tighten them too tight, because we still need to put the other screws in. You can also loosely tighten the back two screws to get the arms to hold in place. Then with the remaining 9mm screws, we'll put those in the center holes on the back, and the outer holes on the front. We'll place our press nuts and start them onto the screws. Then we will get those just finger tight. Next, we're going to need to tighten the screws down so that it presses these press nuts into the carbon of the frame. To do this, we'll just put the hex driver in and slowly tighten until the bottom of the press nut is flush with the top frame plate. Try to make sure that you insert the hex driver all the way into the screw before tightening it so that you don't strip the head of the screw. And when tightening these two center screws on the front that go onto this plastic bracket, tighten it down so that the bottom of the screw is flush with the top of the press nut. Try not to over tighten because you don't want to crack the plastic bracket. Now that we're done assembling the frame, go ahead and watch the next video where we install the motors and the ESC. And as always, if you have any questions, definitely let us know and have fun flying.